Imagine waking up one morning, you pull back your curtains, and everything outside is blue. Not just the sky, but everything. Your neighbor's house, the car in your driveway, the very street you live on, all a vibrant, shocking shade of sky. This isn't a dream. This is exactly what happened to the residents of Maple Ridge, a quiet little town that was about to become the center of a global mystery. On a completely ordinary Tuesday, the people of Maple Ridge woke up to a world transformed. It was as if someone had dipped their entire town into a giant bucket of paint. The houses, from their shingles down to their foundations, were blue. Cars parked along the streets glowed blue under the morning sun. Even the mailboxes, the stop signs, and the park benches had been given this bizarre, uniform makeover. The first person to step outside was probably a dog walker, just trying to start their day, who suddenly found themselves in a scene straight out of a surrealist painting. Naturally, the first reaction was utter confusion. People stumbled out of their blue houses, phones in end, filming everything. You could hear whispers up and down the streets. Did you do this? Is this some kind of prank? But as neighbors talked to neighbors, a startling fact emerged. No one knew anything. There were no paint cans, no brushes, no rollers left behind. There were no footprints in the dew-covered now blue grass. There was absolutely zero evidence of how this colossal paint job had been pulled off. It was as if the color had simply seeped into existence while everyone slept. Waiting an hour. The internet caught fire. The first shaky videos from Maple Ridge residents went viral. Hashtags like #BlueMorning and #MapleRidgeMystery started trending worldwide. People from all corners of the globe were glued to their screens, watching live feeds of this bewildering blue town. Was it a massive, coordinated art installation? A chemical spill with some very strange side effects? Or, as many gleefully suggested online, was it aliens with a peculiar sense of interior or other, exterior design? The world's attention descended on Maple Ridge. News vans with satellite dishes clogged the now blue streets. Journalists were everywhere, interviewing bewildered locals who had become overnight celebrities. "I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me," said one elderly woman, standing in front of her perfectly blue rose bushes. "I've lived here for 80 years, and I've never seen anything like it." A young father holding his child just shook his head, saying, "How do you even explain this to your kid?" That the Clorferi visited. Scientists were next to arrive. Geologists, chemists, and physicists swarmed the town, taking samples of everything they could. They scraped blue flakes off of brick walls, collected blue water from puddles, and analyzed the blue leaves on the trees. Everyone was hoping for a breakthrough, a rational explanation that would put the mystery to rest. But their initial findings only deepened the puzzle. The blue coating wasn't paint. It wasn't dye. It wasn't any known substance. It was atomically bonded to the surface of every object, yet it seemed to have no weight and no discernible chemical composition. It was just blue. The online theories became wilder and more creative. One popular theory suggested a high-altitude atmospheric event, where a rare chemical compound rained down exclusively on Maple Ridge. Another pointed to a secret government experiment gone wrong, a classic trope that everyone loves to entertain. Then there were the art collectives. Several avant-garde groups were unofficially blamed, with people digging through their past works for clues. But each one denied any involvement, some even expressing professional jealousy that they hadn't thought of at first. And of course, there were the alien theories. Ufologists had a field day. They pointed out the lack of human evidence as proof of extraterrestrial technology. Maybe it was a greeting, a warning, or perhaps a cosmic prank from a bored alien teenager. The idea, as silly as it sounded, was hard to dismiss entirely because no other explanation seemed to fit the facts. Maple Ridge became a pilgrimage site for conspiracy theorists and curious tourists alike, all wanting to see the blue town with their own eyes. Life in Maple Ridge became surreal. Kids went to a blue school, parents drove blue cars to their jobs, and families ate dinner in their blue houses. The initial shock gave way to a strange kind of acceptance. The town even leaned into it. The local diner started selling blue morning pancakes with blueberry syrup. The gift shop sold blue t-shirts that read, "I survived the great bluing of Maple Ridge." For a brief moment, this bizarre, inexplicable event brought the community together in a way nothing else ever had. They were all in this strange, blue boat together, but just as mysteriously as it appeared, the blue began to fade. It started on the third day. People noticed that the vibrant sky blue was a little paler. The blue on the metal street signs seemed to be the first to go, returning to their original red and green. By the fourth day, the change was undeniable. The blue was receding like a tide, slowly draining from the town. The houses started showing patches of their original colors. The cars looked splotchy, and the bluegrass was turning green again. The scientists were frantic, trying to capture and analyze the fading process, but it was as elusive as its arrival. The blue didn't peel or wash away. It simply vanished, leaving no residue behind. It was like watching a photograph fade in reverse. By the end of the week, Maple Ridge was back to normal. Every house, car, mailbox, and street sign was its original color. If it weren't for the millions of photos and videos, and the collective memory of the entire world, you would never have known that the town had ever been blue at all. The experts left, the news crews packed up, and the tourists stopped coming. The mystery of the blue morning was never solved. No scientific paper was ever published with a definitive answer. No art collective ever came forward to claim responsibility. No alien spaceship returned to explain their color choice. Maple Ridge was left with just the story, a week-long moment in history when their small town became the most fascinating place on Earth. Today, Maple Ridge is as quiet as it ever was. But something has changed. There's a shared secret in the eyes of the residents, a knowing look when they pass each other on the street. They lived through something impossible, something the world watched but could never explain. The children who were young then will grow up and tell their own kids about the time the whole world turned blue. The town is no longer just Maple Ridge. It's the Blue Town, the place where reality took a brief, colorful vacation. And every so often, on a quiet morning, a resident might look out their window and, for a fleeting second, wonder if they'll see that impossible, beautiful, mystifying blue again. The story of Maple Ridge serves as a powerful reminder that our world is still full of unexplained wonders. It challenges our need for answers and invites us to simply stand in awe of the unknown. What do you think happened in Maple Ridge? Was it science, art, or something else entirely? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy diving into strange and unexplained mysteries like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next video.